2019, horrifying footage from Xinjiang, China stunned the world. It showed shackled and blindfolded Uyghur Muslims taken off a train and marched into detention centers, part of a broader campaign that's been called a genocide.
The guards put a helmet on my shaved head. Each time I was electrocuted, my whole body would shake.
In an effort to keep the Uyghurs under constant watch, China transformed the province into one of the most heavily surveilled parts of the world.
Every Uyghur over 12 years old is forced to surrender their biometric data, including voice, blood, DNA samples, and iris scans.
Now, China's surveillance state is going global. Chinese-based companies have sold their sophisticated technologies to over 80 countries. These systems make it easier for autocrats to spy on their populations.
It's giving them an unprecedented level of control when it comes to the choices, communications, and private transactions that citizens are making.
In Uganda, tech from Chinese companies like Huawei is allegedly used to spy on government opposition figures.
Have been put under 24-hour surveillance. All our phones are hacked.
And even in London, which is the third most surveilled city in the world, half of its councils use camera systems from companies linked to the abuse of Uyghurs.
In the UK, there's an estimated 4 to 6 million CCTV cameras.
More governments are moving towards the Chinese model of censorship and automated surveillance.
China is a prototype of what the 21st century digital authoritarianism is.
An unregulated global industry of spyware is providing cheap spying tools to dictators. Spyware from Israel's NSO group was used to hack and monitor the family of murdered Saudi journalist Jamal Khashoggi. As the Winter Olympics kick off in Beijing, visiting foreign athletes have been warned not to speak out. In November, tennis star Peng Shuai disappeared for weeks after she accused a Chinese official of sexual assault. When she reappeared, she denied the claim.
I have never spoken or written about anyone sexually assaulting me.
China is an example of the future in the democratic world if we don't constrain surveillance technologies now.
So how are surveillance technologies exported from China being used to spread repression around the world?
In these centers, what they are doing is exactly what we read in George Orwell's novel 1984.
And as spyware and the surveillance state goes global, can we trust those who are watching us from behind the camera? The region of Xinjiang has long been a pressure point where China's ethnic tensions had played out. The government has repressed the Uyghurs at an unprecedented level, holding many in mass-scale detention centers.
Witness accounts, satellite imagery, and Communist Party documents reveal what appears to be the largest imprisonment of people on the basis of religion since the Holocaust.
The region has become the testing ground for the next generation of surveillance tools.
An immense network of security cameras, some equipped with facial recognition, is constantly monitoring the streets.
You almost have what some have described as a laboratory of digital surveillance, where these AI companies have tested what is possible when it comes to collecting all manner of information and then using those for fairly chilling and insidious security purposes.
And it's not just Xinjiang. Many of these technologies are being deployed across the country. From smart cities that use AI to contact the police when it detects wanted criminals, to a social credit system that ranks you.
Everywhere she goes, Ouyang Haoyu is followed. What she buys, how she behaves, is tracked and scored to show how responsible and trustworthy she is.
When the Chinese citizen does something or doesn't do something, this kind of system will rate them, will incentivize them, or punish them.
It provides a futuristic model for controlling its 1.4 billion population.
然后呢，这里头的细节呢，我们可以看到很多标签，包括人的着装上身和